Hello, everyone. Oh, good, good day it is. It's always a good day. It's always a good time. We just have to fill in the blanks. Boy, I want to come to you with a very short video. With this being election year, we gotta put our say on it. You know, First of all, make sure you are registered to vote and make sure you vote. Okay. Uh, I realize, you know, voting is important because when I realize it's not too late. Okay, I now that we have more uh, people that can have a voice for us, we need to start voting for these people. Um, and now that we have all this information in front of us, we need to act on it. And we have to stop being behind things that we don't have any clue what it is. And you see what's going on. We are really being taken advantage of. And it's a lot of misinformation out here that is causing us to be even worse off than we need to be. So we can't listen to everybody and anybody. We need to find out stuff for ourselves. And most of all, we need to have that James Baldwin mind. I can't believe what you say because I see what you do. Okay? Now, I just got this in my email, and it is from the Epoch Times. you know, and these people when they start trying to say what minorities and black people are thinking and doing, I got to stand up and listen. Okay? Because I want to know who is these black people that you're talking to, that you're getting this info from. Because they slick. They'll pretend to be black and get in your email just to see what you saying and what you thinking so they can use it against you. Now, this one says, this article is a reliable voting bloc for decades. Minorities now look for alternatives to Democrats. Oh, really? What are the white people doing? Oh, the white people cool. Oh, they got it. You know, they good. They don't need no alternative because either party is doing what they want them to do. Okay, we know it. Okay, it says Democrats gather at the state fairgrounds in Columbia, South Carolina to await the results of their party's primary election. President Joe Biden, the only candidate to campaign in the state, won handily as expected. From the podium, Representative James Kleinberg, a Democrat in South Carolina, 83, took a call from the chief executive who thanked South Carolinians for their support. Applause followed with with congratulations all around. Okay, now, Mr. Kleinberg said, but his largest percentage, over 90%, was in the town of Orangeburg, where there are two HBCUs in a community college. I go to an African American barber shop. I go to an African American church. Joe Biden is strong with the African Americans as he has been. Okay. So, what is this article getting at? And Mr. Kleber's view defines the findings of several recent polls and contradicts a trend that has been observable for several years, namely that Democrats have a problem with black voters, especially the men. Okay, why? You know they went after our men. They been went after our men because see that they have always, excuse me, put a wedge between the black man and the black woman. We don't see it. We don't want to see it. Okay, because they're paying our black women way more than they're paying black men, and they're giving them more. They're giving the black man pretending to be a black woman more airspace. Okay, because you see a lot of these black men seeing these black men acting like raunchy ass black women. Okay, and they think that the Democrats are really rallying against the black woman. So here we go. The Democrats have always had a problem with black men, Hispanic voters too. And over the last 8 years, minority voters have slowly but steadily migrated away from associating themselves with the Democratic Party. Because that's why the Republic, because they know black men really, really is confused. You know? And they know that most of them are in prison, and the ones that are making it out here and the ones that are going to colleges and stuff, they are trying to be like the white man in every way. Trying to live like them. Want a white woman. And the Democrats think that, and they think the Democrats are holding us down, whereas it's us holding us down. And they're not standing up. And they don't realize that these Democrat black men out here in the political arena is not getting no help from these black men out here. They're not. They're really not. And this, in simplest terms, analysts say it amounts to a classic case of leaders being blinded to generational change, taking their constituents for granted and failing to deliver on the most basic function of government, to create conditions in which people can thrive. Oh, that is the dumbest statement they could make. The government is not out here to make your life better. It gives you the tools by creating an educational system where you can learn how to thrive. If you take your behind to school, educate yourself, stay out of the bars and the crackhead homes and all these stupid stuff in jails and prisons and juvenile homes, you will thrive. Stop breaking in your neighbor's home. Stop breaking in stores or going in stores stealing. These stupid people know there's cameras everywhere, but they're still going to go in there and steal. They haven't been talking too much lately about these groups of young people heading in stores just really emptying the shelves. So maybe they broke up the crime family or something. Steady migration. Support for the Democratic Party among black and Hispanic voters has been eroding for years. That is not true. The percentage of black voters who leaned Democrat topped out at near 90% in 2008, but fell to 66% by 2023. The lower level yet recorded, according to the data from the Gallup annual polling on the subject. Meanwhile, the percentage of black voters who leaned Republican rose from single digits to 19%. Okay. Lean Republican. So, what? Okay, see, that's why I can't stand some of these doggone articles. They ain't saying nothing. So, Democrats and a shift is being driven by multiple factors. Okay, through their eyes. Okay, failure to improve. They think that they're not improving people's lives. What do they want the government to do? Your life improves by you improving it. The tools are out there for you to improve your lives. Stop drinking, getting drunk, going out there driving while you drunk. Go out there committing crimes, lying on your taxes, stealing. That's what keeps us down. Clean up our neighborhoods. Get all these doggone corner stores out of our neighborhood. That's what improves your condition. You have all these black people out here knowing they can't afford Gucci, Prada, and but they would rather go out there and steal, sell drugs, just to buy these material things. Now they feel like the Biden administration is a failure because the economic conditions of the people. No, the economic position of these people is that us black people don't want to help each other. That we started at 400 years behind, and we still is okay with that. Stop looking to the Biden administration and look in your backyard. Unfortunately, Biden can't hide from this economy, and minorities are losing trust in it. Okay, you go to the store. And you buy what you can afford, because we are so consumed with trying to keep up with the Joneses and trying to buy all this stuff that we don't really need. And then we want to cry and stomp our feet because I can't get all this stuff that I really don't need. And you don't look at the stuff that you don't look at the tools. Just like all the stuff that Biden has done, trying to create jobs, trying to give us a clean environment for our kids to have. And um, uh, the student loan. Now, don't you know that would help so many black people get better jobs, uh, better credit score, where they could buy a better car, better home. You know, the government can only do so much. And they always uh, talking about taxes. You paying too much taxes. Well, if you don't pay the taxes, where are they gonna get the money to? They feel like they have to protect the country. We see how much their protection do. They was still able to uh, blow up the Twin Towers, but they do something. I'm sure it probably would be worse if they didn't pick and choose what they wanted to keep us safe from. Black employment was low, and the median household income rises under President Trump, according to Mrs. Yates. But President Biden was able to appeal to black voters based on promises of student loan relief and the legalization of marijuana, seen as criminal justice issues by many black Americans. Really? Okay. Like I said, one person can't make everybody happy. And they keep saying it was the black. No, no, it was more white people uh, voting Trump out. Don't even try it. Because we've seen him. We have 4 years of seeing him. We're not going to forget him talking about black folks. We ain't going to forget about that he was racist before he even got in that office. Yeah, we made the mistake of not voting for Clinton. But, they weren't ready for no woman president anyway, so I don't even know why they tried it. And as far as the student loan relief, and he acted on the promises. And just because marijuana, black people, okay, that wasn't no big deal because they was gonna smoke it regardless if it's legal or not. and and while hundreds of thousands of student loans have been partially paid, the economic life many black citizens have worsened. That's a lie. That's a lie because uh I don't see no less black people out here spending money. If anything, they thriving. I see more black businesses. I see more black people out here with stores on the corner selling stuff, restaurants. That's a lie. And I know it's a lie. I see more black people on Facebook selling stuff, making videos, opening up small businesses. You could buy, you could furnish and buy, you could furnish your whole house. You could with black stuff from black merchants. Now, okay, now this is somebody. To some extent, the shift in allegiance plays out among generational lines, at least among black voters, according to this Mr. Bird, a Democratic organizer from Columbia, South Carolina. Our generation didn't grow up with the things that a lot of people who lived through the civil rights era did, Mr. Bird told Epoch Times. The Democratic Party has given them more victories within their lifetime. We haven't really seen that in the younger generation. That's because you don't have enough black people out here trying to get anything different. what I see mostly these young black people doing is having a good time, partying, singing and dancing, tripping over themselves to see who get the most likes, the subscribers. And then he's gonna say the question for Democrats appears to be, "What have you done for me lately?" Because that's what the white man wants you to think, that you have to have help from the government to get over, to thrive. You need help from the government. No, the fuck we don't. We didn't have, when we first got free, we didn't have help from the government, but didn't we thrive? But see, when the white man seen that us black people was thriving without them, and they wondered how in the hell they doing this, because they needed the government to thrive. They got all kind of free stuff, free land, free money, well, loans. You know, when you could get started with, "Oh, we'll give you all this land if you just build and grow food, or we'll give it to you." Free education. They got all that stuff when they got out of out of the army and the military. They got all kind of free stuff. They didn't want to hardly give it to the black people. But then they want to sit up there and try to convince us that we need the government's help to thrive. That's why we ain't thriving. And they know the Republicans certainly ain't doing nothing on us. That's why they're trying to say Biden's biggest worry is that the black voters see him as not delivering on voting rights, responsible for inflation, and failing to stop Israel's devastation of Gaza. Now, see, that is what they want us to focus on. Voting rights. I made a video about that. You know, we need to start really thinking again about these voting rights, because we got people out here that's voting for dictators and Russian sympathizers and idiots and terrorists. They are actually voting for people that stormed the Capitol. So I think we need to start thinking really about this voting rights stuff. And as far as being responsible for the inflation, and come on. You got people out here to remember when gas was 22 cents a gallon. You got people still alive. I seen this lady that was like 101 or something like that. She said she remember when gas was 22 cents a gallon. I remember when it was 50 cents a gallon. Now it's up to damn near $4. Its shit goes up. Because we keep paying for it. Because they know we need it, and they could charge us anything. Because it has to go up, because for one thing, there is always technically improving stuff, and there is always expanding stuff, and always building stuff. So we have to pay for them to improve stuff. Okay. I remember when bread was $1 a loaf. The good bread. When it stopped getting too high, don't buy. Just like I remember when cigarettes was $1.50 a pack. Now they damn near $10. If you don't want to spend that money, don't smoke or buy the $5 pack. Okay? And as far as this Israel devastation, I think, this is my opinion, they is mad at the wrong people. Now, do you know them people in Gaza knew Hamas was building those tunnels? And they knew what they was going to do, and they let it happen. And just like these people in Israel, the one that's over Israel, he knew it too. But to me, he seems to be a sadistic individual that has his head stuck in this fantasy world written in the Bible. And all these people are dying for what? Now, all I can say is, if these stupid people want to vote for Trump, if, you know what? They're going to feel the wrath too. They haven't learned anything from the past. From the past, it never ends well with these dictators. And they think just because these people, these dictators in Russia and over there in North Korea and China, they still doing good. They still around, even though all the stuff they done. Oh, keep on thinking that. You better think about what happened in the past. And then immigration. Oh, let's talk about immigration. The biggest immigrants on the planet is talking about immigration. What did they do? They came over here in this America. We ain't gonna never let them forget it. Y'all came over here to America, took over this land from the Indians, and devastated it. And devastated them. And then your people came from all over, brought their crime infested self, came over here, and what did they do? Created gangs, took over people's neighborhoods, brought their liquor and their nastiness. And it says black and Latinos tend to be working class and are thus disproportionately hurt by inflation and immigration. That's a lie. That's what they want us to think. Why did they come over here and was able to get all these stores and businesses? I mean, overnight, we went to sleep, black owned businesses, back in the 80s, I mean, 70s and 80s. We woke up and all we saw was these Indians and Chinese, Japanese, all in our neighborhoods with stores. Like, what the hell happened? And now when they realize that, oh, we done created a problem. Now let's solve it. And let's use it as a political football. If we stop thinking like that, they are not disproportionately us. We are letting this happen because black people don't want to go out there and do the work that they are willing to. Some of they are very upset with what's happening at the southern border because a lot of things that they were getting away with from in Mexico And these other places are being poured into this country in droves. And they include drug trafficking and cartel activity. If anything, they are just making it a problem. Because what I have been saying that it is a lot of places here in America that is just ran down, damn near a ghost town, and there's places in here in this neighborhood, in some of these communities where it just looks so bad with abandoned buildings, homes towed down, fire burned, and empty lots, and all these apartment buildings and stuff that are just uninhabitable. Why can't some of these immigrants that come here can stay there? I bet you it would be 100% better. They would. I bet you any amount of money that they will work hard and build that community up where it will look decent. What do we do, us black people, with communities like that? We just walk past it and look at it and shake our heads. Don't try to do anything to build it up or make it better. But I bet you let some of these illegals go in there and have some of these uh, abandoned communities. I bet you they would have it looking way better because they take pride. They are trying to have something better. We over here, we are just spoiled little brats and think we got it going on. Sit around waiting on the government to help us. And that's the worst thing we could do is sit around and wait. I wish somebody had told me that before I got on government assistance. No, but I'm glad that my kids made their mind up that they were never going to have no government giving them nothing. I am so glad that they got that mindset. And I'm telling you, most of these black young people have that mindset. But they steady trying to put it in our face. So it's causing some racial tensions between the black community and the Hispanic community. One lady told me they won't even open up the Section 8 list for us to get housing, but they're paying all that rent for illegal immigrants. I hear that too. Oh, they're doing all this for the legal immigrants, but they ain't doing nothing for us. Okay, you're going to sit back and whine instead of doing something about it. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I understand you. I feel your pain. But stop living in a fantasy world that you think all your needs are going to be met by this government. Remember, this government had 400 years of slavery where they got people to to work for free. Not only work for free, but demonize them, rape them, murdered them, destroyed whole neighborhoods. And we think that these people supposed to be so good and supposed to be so helpful. Now, I'm gonna get this one little thing too. It's a lot that they is really on it. Abortion. I've heard people say, I heard there was a black man that said it, that you know what, the number is more people, it's more black women getting abortions, um, and they put abortion centers in our neighborhood, and there are more black children killed by abortions. Okay. That may be true. I'm not going to dispute it. I know, so I know a couple women that had numerous abortions, and I always wondered how can they have one child and then abort the next one, and then have another child. But you know what? I look at it like it's a choice that we all make. Just like a woman that kills her child. That is a conscious decision. And that I think is up to a person. I don't think nobody should give them, when it comes to a person's body, because that's their body. You know, I know it's a life that's coming into this world, but it's our body. And people have been doing that for who knows how long. And these same people that made these rules will let a person, for instance, take a black woman, cut up her stomach, take the child out, and stomp on it. And let them get away with it. Wow. Yeah. Okay, when Stacey Adams ran for governor of Georgia in 2022, political activist Al Sharpton took to the airwaves to support her candidacy. I literally have black men calling my radio show saying, well, we've got enough black women in power. I don't know if I want to vote for Stacey Abrams, Mr. Sharpton said during a MSNBC interview.
Call from Jeremiah Coleman.
Um, of course, you know, that's that's the way some people think. Okay, now he goes on to say the Democratic Party does a terrible job communicating specifically to black men. How do they know what black? And he's saying that black men are most likely to than black women to support President Trump. In 2020, 90% of black women voted for Biden, while 87% of black men did so, according to the Pew
Call from
Research.
Jeremiah Coleman.
Okay, let me see what this is. My grandson keep calling me. Um, okay, I'm gonna end right now. Okay, the Democratic Party messaging must be improved. So, how can we improve it? By telling them the truth, by getting down to their level and telling the real truth. Because black men, they have to be talked to with honesty and truth. And we need more black men to say that.
Call
Thank you for listening.